Welcome, everybody. I'm Joe from the Game House. Today we'll be doing a New York Giants 2025 NFL mock draft. The Giants are up in our 2025 NFL mock draft series. They have the third overall pick. We've already done the Titans. We've already done the Browns. Now it is time for the Giants. We are going to be using the NFL mock draft database simulator because I like the way it meshes the big boards together to make their own big board, and we'll be accepting no trades in this to keep it as realistic as possible. We're going to get it started here. Now, brought back Daniel Jones. Probably wasn't the right answer. And they need a quarterback, but the top two quarterbacks are off the board. It is not worth reaching for quarterbacks in this draft class. It's barely worth taking the top quarterbacks at the top of the draft this year. So if I am the Giants right here, you have two good edge rushers, so you could take Abdul Carter, but the two best players in the draft are Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter, at least on my board so far. We'll see how that plays out, but I think Travis Hunter has to be the pick here. You play him at cornerback, and then after that, you can kind of get him involved with the offense a little bit. But you get another outside corner. You have Drew Phillips playing the slot. You have Adoree Jackson playing the other corner. That defense gets a lot better. That offense gets better if you put him on offense. But you just don't want to reach for a quarterback in the situation. Hopefully they can get someone in free agency to help them there. All right, so second pick is going to be a pick 34. Still some really good players on the board. I'm not sure what the best fit is, especially, we took a corner and Siobhan Ravel's still there, but he was injured this year. I think we might go with Josh Connerly or Armand Membu from Missouri, or Cameron Williams too. I think we'll go Josh Connerly. He's been a guy who's been rising lately, played pretty well for Oregon this past season. So get another offensive tackle to try to protect whoever the quarterback is. Again, hopefully a free agent because there's not many good quarterbacks in this draft. Some good mid-round values, I think, but just not ones that you really expect to be starting quarterbacks at the NFL level. All right, so we are at pick 65. Now, if they did not get a quarterback they are going to I think I'm going to go Jackson Dart here. I have him as a second-round grade, a late second-round grade, so you're getting him a start of the third. Quarterbacks always rise. 55 on this big board right here. I like the way he can make plays out of structure. He does hold on to the ball a little bit, and sometimes maybe he doesn't see things quickly. But I think Brian Daboll has worked with quarterbacks before in a good way. I think he can get the most out of Jackson Dart. Again, hopefully they get someone in free agency, so it's not like you have to throw Jackson Dart into the fire. But in terms of a developmental quarterback, getting him in round 3, I think that's a really good job by them. Pick number 104. Could go with a lot of different positions here. They want me to go like Ty Hamilton all the way down here on the board, or Ashton Gelati out of Louisville. I'll say this: let's get Cam Skattebo. I love Tyrone Tracy. I had him as running back 4 in the last draft, but let's get a different look. Let's get a power back in there too to kind of make this offense go. I think you can have a smash and dash type concept there with those two there. All right, so next one up, let's go Ashton Gelati, the edge rusher out of Louisville. He was there earlier. More of a power guy, but I think he can fit down this defensive line and help him get even more pressure. They have two good edge rushers. So just getting another rotational guy is good here. And we're going to try to get some more depth players and maybe special teams players here near the back end of this draft. Howard Cross will be another good one, undersized defensive lineman, a different look. Billy Bowman is pretty good safety for Oklahoma over the last several years. But I think you're going to go with Jay Higgins, the linebacker out of Iowa. Just sees things so clearly as a linebacker. I think a guy at the very least that will give you special teams. But getting him a pick 155, I think he has a chance to maybe make the roster and possibly down the road make an impact. So we'll take him at pick 155. Now we got to wait until pick 221 for our next pick. At this point, looking for the special teams guys, looking for guys to maybe show some developmental upside for this Giants team. Now, we haven't taken a wide receiver yet, so it could go Juice Wells. We're going to do that. We're going to go Juice Wells, a guy who was really good at South Carolina a couple years ago, then got injured, and then transferred to Ole Miss, and things didn't go necessarily how you maybe would have hoped. But it had some potential in there, and if you're picking at pick 221, give him a chance to see what he does. The last pick, let's go Vernon Broughton of Texas. I think he'll be good to help that interior defensive line and just really help this overall depth on this unit. So for the Giants, we have, with the first pick, they have Travis Hunter out of Colorado. Primarily going to play him at corner, but can help you on offense as well. I think is kind of the strategy here. There's arguments to be made that he was better at wide receiver this season, so you could put him at wide receiver. But either way, probably the best player in this draft, him or Abdul Carter. 34, Josh Connerly Jr. tackle out of Oregon, I think, can really shore up this offensive line. Jackson Dart, the quarterback out of Ole Miss, can really help this team as a developmental quarterback. Hopefully, they get someone in free agency, though, to be the starter. Cam Skattebo, the running back out of Arizona State, a power back, but also has receiving skills, would be a nice, I think, pair with Tyrone Tracy, who they got in last year's draft. Ashton Gelati, the edge out of Louisville, has a lot of power. Jay Higgins, the linebacker out of Iowa, sees the field very clearly. Wide receiver Juice Wells out of Ole Miss, a guy who has some potential, maybe got hurt and threw things off. And then Vernon Broughton, the defensive lineman out of Texas, to help with the depth on the defensive line. So that is the mock draft for the Giants. Let me know what you think in the comments below of this mock draft. For now, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.